This pandemic, everything going on in the world today, I'm over it. I don't have any other words. I'm over it. I don't know what else to tell you, but literally, absolutely sick and tired of everything.
COVID-19 has affected nearly every single person around the world today. Being a first responder, it's something that we deal with on the front lines, up close and personal. So we just ask that everyone tries to do their part and follow the rules. Please wear a mask, social distance, and the better that we can follow these guidelines, the quicker this will all be over with. Be safe.
The one thing that I do like that has come out of this pandemic is the Black Lives Matter movement. I love how it has awakened people that were not necessarily awake to what was happening to African Americans, and that now some have reached the point where they're fed up and they're not going to take it anymore and they want to do something about it.
I feel like the pandemic and the Black Lives Matter movement has been two situations. It's uprooting a lot of negativity, a lot of corruption, a lot of evil that's been keeping down the vibration of life. And when it's all said and done, this is going to be a world that we've all been desiring to live in, but hasn't experienced yet. Peace and love.
So this pandemic has been very, I would say, life-altering experience. Being able to see people and go out and be social is part of our needs as a human, not to be able to leave the house and go freely anywhere you want, when everything shut down, it felt very like end of the world type feeling. It felt like things would never be the same again. It felt like, how are we going to come out from this? When you have a world of people and you're seeing how the different countries are responding to this pandemic, and then you see how we are, as Americans are responding, we're being very irresponsible.
So during this time, this new normal time, I've had a lot of time to reflect on a lot of things, but specifically the condition of my own heart. While I'm not necessarily surprised at what's been going on, I am a believer in the prophecy of Scripture, and from what I can tell, biblically, the world gets worse before Jesus comes back. And so I'm not necessarily shocked at what's happening in the world today, but it does beg the question, again, from my own heart, of what is the value of human life? And I think that really speaks to the selfishness or selflessness of so many individuals, and everybody for that matter. How do we value the lives of others? I think that speaks to the heart of Black Lives Matter, and also speaks to the heart of something as simple as wearing a mask when you're in the presence of other people, so that you don't spread this disease, or so that you're not putting other people at risk, regardless of your personal belief on the validity of the coronavirus or the danger of it. Just how do we value the lives of others speaks to our selfishness or our selflessness. And that's what this time is really giving me time to really consider and really think about.
I think social media controls everything. I think that's one of our biggest problems in today's world. I feel like we need to get back to work, everybody, and also everyone needs to go back to school. That's what I think what's going on today.
This pandemic could be over if people would stop being so stingy and ignorant and put on these masks. Because you're not putting on a mask, you could potentially be killing somebody. I know that's a bit extreme, but it's serious. You not wanting to put on a mask is just as bad as somebody with COVID-19 walking into a store and coughing and sneezing all over everybody. If you don't have a mask on, you can get the virus. It's not that difficult to put a piece of cloth over your face going to get some wipes from the grocery store. You are killing people, and you're endangering your own life. For what? So you don't have to be uncomfortable for 20 minutes? I just feel like that's not worth it, and if you think that it is, maybe you need to rethink a couple of things. This pandemic has been going on for I don't even know how long, 3 months, 4 months. People are absolutely miserable, and the funny thing is, it could be over if people would just take a few simple precautions, and they won't.
Welcome to Namaste, where you must live and learn so you do not get burned. I had to do part 2 on this pandemic because the fact that this is our new normal, it just unnerves me. It devastates me. I'll be honest, it's getting to the point where I don't even want to leave the freaking house. I don't want to leave. And unfortunately, we're going to be dealing with this for a little bit of time. And I'm feeling kind of dark. As you can see, I have on my black. I'm rocking my black because that's how I feel right now. Dark. We are in a very, very dark place right now. So I wanted to represent that. Lots of ignorance going on right now. Lots of anxiety going on right now. The anxiety rate has skyrocketed because people are going absolutely insane to just have some sort of normalcy. And with the leadership of this country being so poor, it's like, put on your seatbelts if they're not on yet, because you're in for a very long ride with this. Because unfortunately, we still got those people out there who are not taking this seriously, and we all have to live with that. It wouldn't be realistic if everybody took it seriously. So it is what it is. We just got to move past that and focus on taking care of us and focus on doing what we know is right. And that's all we can do. But I do want to talk about what you can do to relieve some anxiety. So you can write, you can meditate, you can work out, you can go grab an adult coloring book. You can go for a neighborhood walk. You can play games with your family if you're indoors with family members. You gotta find a way, not you, we have to find a way to accept our new normal, and we have to find a way to deal with it, because that will lessen the anxiety and help us build better coping skills, better coping mechanism for this, because it's going to be here a while. I do strongly believe it's going to get to a point where you cannot walk into any establishment without a mask. You just can't. I also know that some states are incorporating $50 tickets if you're caught without the mask, things like that. So I'm curious to see how the people that are not really following CDC guidelines, I'm really curious to see how that's going to work out for you. Curious to see that. But I do want to take a moment to thank and shout out my people that took the time to make the video for me, give me their opinion. I appreciate you. It's good to just know the different perspectives and the different mindsets, you know. So thank you. Thank you to my friends and family who gave me their time and energy to share their thoughts with the world. In closing, I just want to say that it seems impossible until it's done. That is one of my favorite quotes by Nelson Mandela. It seems impossible until it's done. This seems like it's never ending, but I promise it's going to get better. When? I can't answer that, but I can tell you it is going to get better. It is going to get better. We have to unify if we want to see that change, though. We have to unify if we want to make a difference in the Black Lives Matter community. I didn't touch base a lot on that. It gets me a little emotional. You know, the protests that have been going on have been unbelievable. Some of them ended peacefully, some of them did not. And I think we have made a difference, but we haven't made the impact yet that we need to make, unfortunately. We have not made the impact because there were a few more lives lost after the George Floyd incident, and that's how you know there's still more work to do. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Keep your head up. Stay positive. A change is going to come. A change is going to come. But the sooner we unify and work together and follow all the guidelines, the better off we will all be as a nation. I'm excited to get my podcast going. I'll keep you posted about that. I'm excited to get my comedy skits going. I'll keep you posted about that. And thank you so much to all the supporters, 2 years deep and counting. True identity, true identity, true identity. I want to keep those 2 words like implanted in your head so you get your copy. And I'll see you when I see you. God bless. Be safe.